Hi everyone and hi Rinku.
Hey Archana, how are things?
Cheers to coffee. Yes, all is good and we are back again with another topic which is very close to us and that is conditioning. Rinku, I felt that we should discuss this because so many times it happens that when you sit and actually go think about it, there's so many past labels that we carry. There's so much of change we talk about, but if you don't let go of the conditioning that we already are built up with, it really seems very, very difficult. So I thought, why not discuss about it and why not let our version of knowledge be imparted?
Absolutely. And Archana, you and I know there's a huge psychological space about conditioning. What specifically we're going to address today is the dysfunctional conditioning, which is an aspect of conditioning wherein it holds us and limits us to live our life with full potential. So that's the
Yes.
importance that we want to, that is why it is important. And I want to emphasize it through a very interesting story, Archana, that I read somewhere. And this is by Anthony de Mello. He is the scientist. In his book Awareness, he mentioned this story. And the story is about a person, a farmer, who walks by the
Hmm.
fields and he
Okay.
finds an egg there. So he
Hmm.
picks up that egg, supposedly it's an eagle egg. So he picks it up and he goes back into his farm and he puts it together with the chicken coop. Now, this
Okay.
egg hatches, and this eaglet that comes out of it, it starts growing and living with the chickens. So it starts clucking, it starts cackling like chickens, because it's aware of that environment, it doesn't know what eagle does. It becomes almost like a chicken, an eagle living in like a chicken, right? And when he grows old, one day he looks above and he sees this majestic bird spreading its golden wings and flying. And he points out to one of the neighbor and he says, "What is that up above in the sky? It's so beautiful and so majestic." The the neighbor, who happens to be the hen or the chicken, he says, "Well, it's a eagle. It's an eagle, and they fly in the sky while we stay in the earth." So the conditioning is this what we are trying to explore and expand in this conversation. It is that a lot of us as humans, we are also eagles living like chickens because we have been so conditioned by our minds, by the people that we meet, the events that we go through, and the circumstances, that we sometimes forget and we live the life of perception that we've drawn through these experiences without even truly realizing our true potential. So I think we are trying to go to people who are eagles living like chickens. So I think that's what I wanted to bring up, and I think it's important that we touch upon this point. It has great impact on how we pursue our future and pursue our goals because it can condition us to um, not achieve the best that we are capable of. Did you experience some of those examples that come to your mind around this?
I love the story and how well it kind of defines the entire structure that we want to cover today. That is exactly what I wanted us to get out of. We actually have made ourselves with such limited thoughts that, there are certain things that we can't do. There's certain things that we can't achieve because we have been conditioned like that since the beginning. The
Absolutely.
entire generations to generations to generations have gone ahead talking about the same things again and again. And we have started believing it. Like, there's no, like, we have forgotten to take any sort of a step forward to a different or unknown pattern because that is something that we feel will not be able to achieve. So, yes, absolutely agree with this. And that is what we want to share today with the world that anything that we set our minds on is achievable.
That's another perspective that you've drawn. But tell me, does anything come to your mind where you think you have been conditioned and you kind of overcame it, and we'll get to the overcoming and the solutioning part of it. But does anything come to your mind as your personal example that you would like to share?
So, yes, the first thing that comes to my mind while I think about this entire conditioning is I think the work life balance. It is so much conditioned that women as nurturers have to take care of the family, they have to take care of their work, they have to take care of the entire spectrum that is around them. So, I think this conditioning has been there from ages together. Though we have evolved as a society, we are taking the step forward where men are definitely coming forward to do, and men are also facing the work life balance front. But the thing is, still, I still feel that it is very, very prevalent in the society.
Absolutely. And not, and yeah, so you will find so many examples. It could be
Yeah.
very societal conditioning that we have, it could be very individual conditioning.
Yeah.
So, for example, if somebody who has seen a lot of struggle in their lives and they're validated by a lot of experiences, they might be conditioned to think that life is a struggle. So, they will always attract and validate situations which will offer them struggle. And hence, hold them back from doing or achieving more risky stuff. So I think the influence of conditioning is pretty bad. The biggest drawback of conditioning is that it makes us live in a world of perception and keeps us far away from reality. So the reality
True.
might be different, but we don't get to touch the reality because we are so attuned to our perception. And I think that's not right. So we got to be living like an eagle if you're an eagle. And if you're chicken and you still want to fly 10 feet from the space, that's fine, not fly high in the sky. So I think you have to be realized very well. But then how do you overcome, Archana? Because this is a very individualistic issue. Not, it's not, a solution cannot be one size that fits all, because societal and cultural things still can be taken and generalized, but an individual issue has to be addressed individually. However, there are some things that one can do. Do you want to give your take on how one can overcome? Do you want to talk about an aspect there?
See, I think the first aspect to overcoming this is to first realize that it is still there. The moment you realize it, the moment you kind of go within and see, this is something that is prevalent and I want to eradicate this, that is when the first step comes in, wherein you can actually pause and you can reflect within. You can actually think about it, and then is the time when you act on it, and then you can basically make the entire structure that we talk about, conditioning, turn around.
Absolutely. So in easier terms, that if at any time anyone finds themselves facing a fear or a rejection or a discomfort or a question that it might not be very helpful, it's not very healthy, but the moment there's something which limits you from attempting or taking that next step, whenever that moment comes in, I think the recommended thing is to pause right there and be aware of it. Like you said, first thing is be aware, pause, think, why it is coming and what is the other perspective I can draw. And then basis that elaboration, you can act. It's a very general PTA kind of an acronym that we can use as a remedy, but it is very deep, and it may require a lot of work and a lot of practice to overcome conditioning, which has been very, very deep and goes back to your childhood. But some simple tools that I can definitely share which can be used. For example, visualization is one tool which anybody and anyone can use, but you have to be aware of what you're trying to overcome. Like you said, the awareness is the first part of it.
Right.
So again, an example, when I used to take yoga classes, there were some difficult asanas that I could not perform. So our instructor had a very good technique. She would make us sit before that difficult asana, and she would say, don't just deny and don't refuse attempting it. And even before you actually attempt it, just sit down with your closed eyes and try and visualize yourself performing that asana. And actually, Archana, it worked. Because we used to visualize it and we used to attempt, we used to fail. But then with time, it made it easier for us to attempt. And the pain that we felt in those difficult stances was lesser. So this is really a practical tool which one can use. So any difficult situation, start and visualize yourself living through that situation to the end and see what happens. And once you visualize that the end is not that scary, you might be okay to attempt and take those risks that you want to. The other tool is the mind map. It's a very technical tool, but again, in simple words, it's very 4-5 step method, wherein in your mind, for any condition that you want to overcome, identify that condition that you want to overcome that has been part of you and that's limiting you. Number 2 is question it, as in why it comes, when it comes, what are the triggers. Then check, when it comes, what if I still do it? What happens? So start thinking about it. Is it true in today's reality? Is it valid in this situation? Try and make that check. And then reconstruct. Reconstruct is try and give it a different perspective. And that you can do by talking to many people or taking another perspective from someone else. Once you reconstruct it, and you can try and attempt and observe yourself and see the consequences and validate and keep trying it and practicing it. It's an important aspect of life and one of the critical inner demons that we need to work on.
Absolutely right. And I think visualization helps in mostly everything. Mind mapping, visualization that you spoke about. So basically it gives us the entire spectrum. When we think of the outcome from our point of view, the changes that we need to make become easier. Conditioning is all about letting go of all the things that you have inside and open the doors and accept the things that are waiting for you. So yes.
Yeah, to be honest, very surprisingly, in my professional experience, I've seen a lot of people rejecting on new opportunities and very progressive opportunities just because they feel that, or they're conditioned as that it's too good to be true.
Yes.
So people don't accept the opportunities, don't even attempt to have a conversation on that because they think it's too good to be true. So I think so many examples that we can all think, and it's again, we're not looking for a perfect life again here. We're looking for a life which is enabling us to achieve our goals and reach where we want to reach. Again, I'm reminding, we don't want to be the eagle living a chicken life.
So yes, that is absolutely what I think we wanted to discuss today. We would love to hear what are the roadblocks that you feel that you're facing, and what is it that we can do to make it better. So we are there for you. Do share in the comment box below as to what holds you back. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.